Welcome to the Bachelor of Integrative Studies E-Plan tutorial. After a brief overview, this video will address the specific steps to create the E-Plan. If you'd prefer to see this information in writing, check out the Forms and Links section on our BIS homepage, www.oakland.edu/BIS. In the Forms and Links section, there you'll find the BIS E-Plan instructions, along with many of the other documents that will be required for the admissions process. There also you'll find the Getting Started section, where a number of the questions that you may have might already be able to be answered. There's an overview whether you're a current student or have not yet been admitted to OU, the plan of study requirements, the degree requirements, and even the minors and concentrations that may help you decide what you might like to make as part of your plan of study. This E-Plan that we're going to work on in a moment is your very own personalized online advising system, and it's key in helping you determine if the Integrative Studies degree is right for you. It's the tool that students use to track their degree all the way through graduation. Completing the E-Plan is the first step in the process, and it allows you to then meet with an advisor and change your major to pre-integrative studies if you decide to proceed. At any time during this video, you can stop, pause, fast forward, or rewind. First, we'll gather the tools that you'll need to complete the E-Plan, and I'll show you where to get those, and then we'll talk about the specifics of what might go on it. To gather the tools for your E-Plan, go into the sales system through Oakland's main page. Put in your OU user ID and password. Please note that only current students can complete the E-Plan. Then go to Sale, where in the Student Services tab, you'll find the student records will include both the degree evaluation and an unofficial transcript that will help you complete the E-Plan. Most of the information that you'll need will be found on the degree evaluation itself. The term that you select doesn't matter tremendously, and in my case, there's no current curriculum because I'm not a current student. I could easily do a what-if analysis, however, but for many of you, you'll just generate a new evaluation. Both of these will get you to the right tool. Again, the entry term doesn't really matter. What we're really going to rely on this for is the general education requirements and some of the other requirements that you may have completed already while under another major. So I'm choosing BIS and continue, and pre-integrative studies here and submit. That will help me generate the request, and then I can view what has been accomplished and how the university views that in terms of how it's attributed. These no's and yeses are going to be terribly helpful, along with these other requirements listed below, and at the very bottom, I have a sense of how many of the upper level credits have been completed as well. You may want to print your degree evaluation and your unofficial transcript as you work through the E-Plan, or you can just keep these open in a separate tab, whatever works better for you. When you're ready then, come back to our home page and choose the E-Plan login, entering your OU user ID and password. The very first item is to create a profile. Most of this information will auto-populate. You may have to add a middle initial. You'll want to verify that your information is correct. This is the same information that's listed in SALE. And regardless of your admission date, you'll choose yes here because this will pertain to the catalog in which you're admitting to our program. Answer these questions based on your own situation. If you have transfer credits, please indicate that here, and then click Submit or Update so that you'll be able to have that recorded into the system. Then you can go to this BIS E-Plan. That's our next stop. And if you look at this, the very first item should say Writing Foundations. If it says something else, you may not have created the profile correctly and you'll want to go back. But let's begin right at the top. Please include these student information items if they pertain to you. If you are a student athlete here at OU, please check this box. If you receive veterans benefits, whether you're a veteran yourself or you are a family member of a veteran and you're covered under their benefits, please indicate that here so we can communicate information that may be relevant to you. These three boxes regarding math and rhetoric have different requirements than they once did, so please leave these unchecked and consult with your advisor if they pertain to you. From your degree evaluation or your transcript, enter the number of transfer credits that were accepted by OU toward your OU degree, if you have them. otherwise enter 0. Then enter the number of OU credits that you have completed already, which means that there's a grade entered in SAIL and it's part of your earned credits, or if you have them in progress. So let's say my degree evaluation says that I have 60, but I have 16 credits in progress in winter, and so I'm going to add that. I'm not sure that you can see this particular item. I might be looking through the administrator screen, but these two should both be accurate, including what you have to date, okay, in progress. And then item by item, using your degree evaluation, just tab back and forth or consult back and forth between each of the 10 Gen Ed categories and what you have completed. If you have a particular course, enter the course itself, the semester and year that you took it, the number of credits, and the grade that you received in the course. If it's complete already, check it off. If you took it as a transfer course, list it over here on the right. You can list it by the name of course that we call it here, or what it was called at that particular institution. And make sure that your credit count is correct, because besides the category, we also have to make sure that we get to a total of 40 credits in this particular area. As you go through each item, it will be very clear from the degree evaluation what can count. And again, if there's something that's very old, I have a number of credits here prior to the 2000 that were completed and will count, but they aren't picking up in the degree evaluation. If that's your situation, please make sure to mention that to your advisor. It is possible that some of you will have the macro agreement. That's pertinent to those of you who have been at a community college and completed your gen eds there, and that, when it's checked, will satisfy all of the degree requirements for gen ed except for this last category, knowledge applications, which needs to be taken for most students here at OU. So check that box. You don't need to list it item by item if that's your situation, and know that your knowledge application is the only other course we would need to pay attention to. As you get down to this co-requisite section, this chunk here, the writing intensive in general education will be necessary for any student who is an OU student first. So if you come in as a transfer student, you are exempt, but if you were an OU student as the first time that you were in college, then you need to complete this requirement. It may have been accomplished through something that you had as a general education course, or something that you completed as another major, or it may ultimately be part of your plan of study and you're planning to take it. If you've taken it already, list it here and include the semester and year and the number of credits. If you're exempt, please indicate that. The writing intensive in the major and the capstone for all integrative studies student is met through HS 402, the integrative studies capstone. I put it in parentheses to indicate that it hasn't been taken yet, and you do not need to choose a semester and year. You may not know that yet. You may have one in mind, but it isn't necessary to include that at this point unless you're registered. The same thing is true for your diversity. Please judge by your degree evaluation whether that's true, and check out the list in the catalog. The online catalog is at catalog.oakland.edu, and you'll have a pretty good sense of what you have done already. Then at the bottom of the degree evaluation, pretty close to the end, the upper level credits that you've completed already will be listed. Add those as well, or if they're in progress, just indicate that so we can track that through the semester and make sure that they've been completed. Because in the end, we're looking for 32 300-400 level credits, and so we want to know how many are done already, so we know how many you need to complete still. Then we get on to the fun part. Down here on this bottom section is your plan of study. Every student will have HS 402, Field Experience in Integrative Studies, which, as I said, meant writing intensive in the major and capstone, as a course as part of your plan of study. It should be the last semester or the last class that you take. So it will ask you to draw on your plan of study, but please make sure that you've listed it as part of your plan of study. And then item by item, you can include the courses that you're interested in taking that help you target your graduate school prerequisites, help you target your plans and goals, and may be part of a minor or concentration. Every time you add something, make sure that you include the title of the course. And then hit update. It doesn't update automatically, so please remember that important point. Because you've listed the number of credits that you needed, that you had complete already, that you needed in general education, and that you're putting on your plan of study, this will constantly be updating. So once I add too many, it will start indicating that I have more than I need. and I may make some decisions then about what to take off. So you may continue to work on that and tweak it, hopefully getting just to 124 without too many extra. Every student's plan must have 28 credits on their plan of study, regardless of how many credits you have, so please make sure that that's the case. Once you're finished with it, this is the time to ask yourself some questions. And I want to just have you go over these items. Do you have all the needed to complete credits that were indicated at the bottom number, at the bottom right corner of your plan of study? Did you add complete course information for all of the courses that you added to your plan of study? Check for the course prerequisites in the catalog. Again, catalog.oakland.edu will offer the course description and prerequisites for each course. If you have a prerequisite for a course, it can, in many cases, be on your plan of study, or it may even meet a general education requirement, so please make sure you add it in some place. Double check to be sure that you have at least 32 upper level credits completed between what you have done already and what's listed on your plan of study. And then double check the requirements for any minor or concentration that you want. You're not obligated to complete a minor or concentration, but if that's something that you've been wanting to do, you'll include it there. Going back now to the plan of study, before you finish, it will ask you for a due date. Probably that happened the minute that you hit update. You could choose an actual date that's coming up in the future months, or if you're not sure that you want to be BIS, you could choose this 119999. The problem is when you choose that you won't really be part of an email system to be reminded of our application process. So if you're kind of on the fence, you might want to choose a date and then follow up. Once you've completed all of those steps, you'll work through the BIS application questionnaire and any minor forms. So again, back to our homepage, in the forms and links, there's an application questionnaire that will open up as a Word document, a series of 7 questions that will ask you about your plans and goals, the courses that you want to take, the academic relevance of those, and just be as professional and succinct as you know how. Save it and email it to us, along with any minor forms or concentration forms that you are planning to complete as part of your degree. There may be transfer courses that apply. You'll know that based on the catalog, and we'll be happy to look over that and give you feedback as well. When you're all finished, use your OU email and send all of that information to us. Let us know that you populated the e-plan and include the application questionnaire and the minor form. Alternately, at this point, if you'd rather schedule an appointment or come in for walk-in advising, you may do that as well. To schedule an advising appointment, please feel free to contact our office at, I think right here is the contact information, 248-370-3229. You can email us, bis@oakland.edu, and our entire walk-in schedule is here. Whether or not you want to come in for just one of those short walk-in appointments will help be clarified through the bullets that are here. Once you submit your information to us, we'll respond at least within 48 hours to let you know that we received it, and we'll get back with you as soon as we can with feedback. We'll be happy to review your selections and answer questions that you have at that time. So really, we can handle things by email or in a face-to-face appointment, and then we'll give you some next steps to prepare.